Hello all, my name is Catherine Novak, and I am the SLC coordinator specializing in interior design here at RimCAD. The SLC has a variety of tip sheets and videos on campus in the Tribero building and online in the SLC Google Drive. For this video, we are focusing on starting the Building Structures and Systems class, or ID 3510. While this is not a Revit class, it is heavily reliant on you knowing Revit. This class goes fast, so it is best to get ahead of the game by going to your references for the class in the LMS, downloading the items needed, and creating a folder for each week. Let's start with the starter file. This is a version of the building you made in Revit 1. Some instructors may suggest it is fine to use your file from that class. However, I highly recommend using the starter file so that you have the least amount of issues going forward. In the references, you're going to notice that it is broken up into weeks and has all the files and videos you will need here. You also have a Revit family folder that has components in it to download here as well. I also recommend downloading the final CD set, which is an example of the finished project. Here you have each view on the sheet with dimensions and annotations, as well as schedules and legends. It is a great reference throughout the 8 weeks, especially week 4 and 5, when you will be creating sections and details. But we will come back to that. The last suggested download for week 2 is a color-coded example for the layout of the beams or framing, which is a structural must. But we will also come back to that. You may also want to copy and paste the instructions from the LMS. I find it easier to highlight, separate, or edit the instructions so they are easier to follow and find relevant information while I'm working. Using your student Google email account, you will have access to all of these useful apps. Docs, slides, and sheets are a lot like Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, and Excel, and makes for a fairly easy transition. Before making an appointment with the SLC, please make sure that you have gone through these references and the week's assignments so that you are prepared and that we're not reading through them for the first time together, and we're using that time as best as possible. The SLC Drive is a shared drive within your student Google Drive. If you cannot find it, look in hidden shared drives and add it to yours. Here you have access to all of the tip sheets and videos the Student Learning Center provides for all topics covered here at RimCAD. Next, if you haven't already, go to autodesk.com and sign in. Download the most recent Revit and the content for that year. Remember that you need to use your school email and password. If your credentials are not working, please put in a ticket for IT to get assistance as soon as possible. Do not get a 7-day trial. This will likely only cause problems later. Let Revit download, then click on the download to start the install and give the software permission to make changes. While the install is running, you can go back to the website and download the Revit content for the year you are using. It is important to make sure you are not looking at Revit Lite and that you choose the US version, not the UK version. Thank you, and I hope that this was a helpful video, and please feel free to reach out to any of us at the SLC if you have any questions or concerns. We are happy to help.